guys. So, once again, I'm live online. Uh, Playing the Minecraft. Alright. We will quickly, I don't know, we'll just quickly harvest this apple tree. Just cause I've just spotted it in the corner of my eye. Alright, so we've recently, last time on stream, just finished a few things, a few buildings. One of which being this storage system area. I've started to migrate my storage into here, so we see some of the wood stuff in there and some of the rare stuff. Hello, hi. Well, not much is up yet. I'm just starting the Minecraft session here. Just going through the things that I've recently last time finished. So that was the storage system over there. We did recently also finish that library over here by finally building enough of the roof. The roof is now complete, and now the whole building is complete. And last time I started this train station over here, but it was just completely in its infancy. We had like 2 blocks, and I decided, hey, this color palette would look nice, and nothing else. So right now it is a complete building. A train actually stops here, and you can see the sign up here for the station, and the interior is completely empty so far, so there is nothing here. Thank you, by the way. I agree, the server looks pretty good so far. We are making quite nice progress. Obviously the train station, no, the train system, so like the tracks and the trains themselves, are built by my brother, obviously, because I cannot deal with that kind of stuff yet, and he is a technical genius. But I built the station, obviously, from a place, and it also has a revolving door. So it's just a door that is spinning with glass panes. It's just a little create contraption. It is a water wheel underground that is just rotating, and these blocks stick to it. So it's really just one of the most simple things you can do in Create. It's just a revolving door, but it is just a really nice effect, I think, especially for a train station. And then I have started this weird cobblestone structure here. This is meant to be kind of a wireframe for something that I'm gonna build, for something that I'm gonna start building now. I actually meant to change the stream title because of this, but I forgot. Anyway, if you look at this, you see that you have some kind of cube-like structure over there. That's gonna be my factory building. And then we have a tower next to it that's gonna be a clock tower that's gonna be integrated into the factory building. So yeah, that's gonna be the task for today. I already have somewhat of a color palette in mind, because I plan to build the whole thing out of andesite, essentially. And we're gonna be gradienting, texturing the whole thing a little bit. So we're gonna make a mason's table, which is gonna give us a little bit of variety of blocks to work with. So first thing first, I want to check out the recipe for A mason's table. I think it is the mason's table that does all the rocks. And you build it like so. And okay, you can work with ancient debris, dripstone. I see all kinds of stuff. And I think andesite as well. So here's the mason's workbench. Yeah, these are the different kinds of andesite we can make. Some of which are a little bit darker, some of which are a little bit brighter. That's exactly what I want. So let's get a mason table, which needs a clay ball, a brick, 2 iron, 2 logs, and a crafting bench. I don't know if I have any basic clay bars left. Let's look. I mean, here are surely okay, well, there are 2 iron ingots already, which I think we needed. Right. Then we need a brick. I think I have bricks in here, yes. But clay bars, I don't know. I think I turned all of them into bricks immediately. Well, I guess I didn't know any better. But that means we need to get some more clay. No problem. We shall do that. Okay, so let's get to the river. There's supposed to be some clay in there. Yeah, there's some. So I'm just gonna take 2 of these. That's enough. Come on. I don't have time for that kind of stuff. Right. That's the clay bars. Then what else? I think we just need 2 logs and a crafting table. Okay. Then let's take 2 logs and a crafting table. So that should be it. Indeed. And we got ourselves a mason table. I just put it down here. Right. There's some stuff here that I don't need in my inventory. I don't need white wool on me right now. And let's put some stuff in the backpack as well. Okay. Sure, good enough. So, let's decide on a pallet. So let's take some of this andesite here. Let's make some dark variations. So this is, for example, darker. This one is a little bit, this one is darker, yes. So these are 2 darker variations, and then let's do some lighter variations. This one is lighter for sure. And this one is lighter. So let's make sure that we got a little bit of each of those things. Right. And this thing here, as well as the lighter ones, which was the eroded and the sanded one. Sanded. And oh, this one is nice too. Alright, so now we got a little bit of material for a gradient. Yeah, you do hear rivals in the background. But I think it is more quiet now. My microphone is too sensitive, to be honest. It's supposed to be actually just a headset, like it is in front of my mouth, and yet it picks up the whole audio in the whole room. I don't know how that is the case. Alright, so let's quickly line up the different blocks. So we have very dark here, then slightly brighter here, then this stuff, this, no, this stuff, and then eroded, I think. Okay, these two should flip around. So we do have a slight gradient already. I'm thinking though that we add cobblestone into the mix as well and build the bottom layers out of cobblestone that has been modified. So let me just take a few stacks of cobblestone and let's check out what we can do with cobblestone. Right, we can make some proper dark stuff with it. So this is the darkest, obviously, right away. Then I think we can make use of this stuff here that is looking nice. Then normal cobblestone and then eroded cobblestone. And I think combined these things will make a really good gradient. So eroded cobblestone. Oh, eroded cobblestone is brighter than the andesite here. Maybe we don't even need that. Maybe 3 different kinds of cobblestone is enough. So normal cobblestone right here. Then rough cobblestone. And then cut cobblestone. Yeah. That is a nice gradient from dark to light. I think we can work with that. So I'm thinking we're gonna start with the darkest stuff, put it on the bottom of the structure, and then build up to the lighter stuff. So I think we can already just start, I guess. Right. So I'm thinking we're gonna first create pretty much empty linear walls from the bottom to the top. Then we're gonna detail them and then we're gonna put in windows as a last step. Which is gonna be the most expensive on material, I suppose, but it's gonna be the easiest as a process. So let's start with the two darkest blocks in the palette, this and this, and let's make everything and at the bottom out of those, and let's see how it goes. So essentially we wanna replace all this cobblestone stuff now with these special blocks. Up, up, up. Everything basically made out of these two block types. And like so, we're gonna build up the walls. And then the more towards the top we go, we're gonna introduce the other blocks as well. So we're again gonna go back to the palette and select the other, or we can just do it from here, I guess. Right. But for now, let's just keep going with the bottom layer. Oh yeah, I'm just seeing your chat message right now. Yeah, it is, I guess, a good mic in the sense that it picks up a lot. But the question is, do I want that? And the answer is not necessarily. I am, however, eventually gonna replace this microphone with a proper desktop microphone, some kind of USB microphone. I don't know which one yet, but I find that this microphone is definitely not perfect, cause sometimes you get some noise, especially when I for some reason move my head. So I think these movements here are gonna be very loud on the mic, except that it's just me moving the mic on my headset up and down, which is not really making any noise in reality. Yeah, I can modify the sensitivity a bit, but to be fair, it's not really a high-end microphone anyway. So like in the end, at some point, I'm gonna upgrade and do something that you're actually supposed to stream with. I mean, this is more like meant for business meetings and stuff, because for that you don't need high fidelity audio. I also don't know if it picks up the sound of me drinking. Peter, I'm supposed to say hi to you from Brainwashed. He says hi back. But yeah, as you can guess, it is him that is playing Marvel Rivals in the background. Hold on, what am I doing here? Okay, no, that is perfect. That is just perfect. Don't know why there's a cobblestone thing here. That is not supposed to be here. Right. Oh yeah, by the way, we are eagerly awaiting your arrival on the Minecraft server. So whenever you are ready for some Minecrafting, feel free to join us. My brother is usually often playing as well, except that he plays Rivals right now, as you can hear. Oh yeah, true. My brother is definitely not named Peter. Nobody knows that. Um, his name might be Schmieter or something else. You never know. You never know unless he explicitly says it. Um, the Pokemon. Well, the Pokemon are, I think, from all the regions and all the generations. Cause we have most of the stuff is in here. I mean, we do have some of the Paldea stuff as well. I think from yeah, true. We do have, for example, the what's it called? The Fire Ghost Pokemon with the blade hands. Um, the brother of Armarouge. Cerulege, yes, yes. For example, we have Cerulege and that kind of stuff. Cerulege is just running around in the nether, for example, most of the time. Uh, so it is really mixed generations. Yeah, Stonejourner. Stonejourner shows up recently a lot, and he's huge. I don't know how I feel about that. Because he's just like, if you are trying to build something, and you want to see how your building looks, and suddenly there's a huge Stonejourner in your face, then that is a little bit distracting. But anyway. And also, who has been very annoying thus far is the bison Pokemon, the Buffalont or whatever it's called. It happens to spawn wherever I build, and then jumps in my way. Well, with Pokemon and names, it's a different story for me altogether, anyways. Cause the thing is, people in my immediate region play Pokemon as well, but in German. And then I don't know any of the German names because Pokemon have different names in German. Some of which really suck, by the way. So, for example, Eevee is Evoli. Or there are some really much worse ones too. Shiggy. Shiggy for Squirtle. Squirtle is Shiggy in German. So, as you can imagine, I am not too fond of the German names, and thus I play Pokemon in English all the time. Because I play basically every game in English all the time, anyway. And German Pokemon names are just funny. Shuckle is Potrot in German. Potrot is really bad. Okay, yeah, I haven't played French to be fair. Alright, we need to make more of the darker stuff. Ooh, nice, somebody has joined. Hello. Let's make another stack of this dark stuff. Yes. And then on the next step we had normal cobblestone. So it's time to mix in the normal cobblestone now. I, to be fair, haven't heard Plusl and Meinen in German yet, but I'm gonna trust you because you probably just looked it up. Um, oh dear, it is raining, huh? It is also raining in real life. Hello, hi. You have a shiny Gyarados, nice. Well, aren't you a show-off, huh? I recently actually had the chance to also catch a shiny Magikarp, but I decided I don't want to, because I didn't want to put in the effort right now. So really I can blame nobody but myself for not having one myself. I tell you though, texturing is... Yeah, exactly, red Gyarados. You know, a funny thing is that we jokingly call Rayquaza also... Basically we call every um, long Pokemon like Gyarados, like every Pokemon that has this long dragony shape, we call basically blue Rayquaza or red Rayquaza. So Gyarados is just blue Rayquaza, except that the red one is red Rayquaza. Oh, actually there's been a debate about this. People pronounce... No, Pokemon actually confirmed that it is not pronounced Rayquaza. Pokemon officially said that it's pronounced Rayquaza. Rayquaza is the official pronunciation of Rayquaza, which is something I don't accept at all. Centiskorch is Shiner Gyarados. Alright, let's get some cobblestone in. Into the Quasaverse, exactly. Oh, hello. Is it dark already? No. Yeah, it's not even dark yet. Why have you spawned? You confuse me. Yeah, it's officially Rayquaza, and I'm not even gonna... No, that is just wrong. Rayquaza is wrong, even though it's correct. Honestly, then they shouldn't have spelled it like plaza. Like, you know, the Italian word plaza that is used also in English and then pronounced like plaza. And yeah, GIF is also GIF and not GIF. That is also true. Yeah, but raining doesn't usually spawn zombies. Which is what's confusing me. Oh yeah, since we're talking Pokemon and stuff that we hate right now, and this guy is right here. Did you know that Petret and its evolution, Watchog, are my most hated Pokemon? Because they have the scary eyes. Like these spooky, fucked up, mew mew mew, stare into your soul kind of eyes. That's Petret, that's you. That's how you look. You look stupid. Yeah, I said that. Alright, time to get more cobblestone. And also it's getting dark, so I can sleep and thereby end the rain. Also, by the way, how are you doing? We're talking the whole time and I haven't even once asked you how you're doing. I mean, to be fair, they are also the only Pokemon that I hate, because I literally like all of the other Pokemon. Yeah, no, you are completely right. Exactly, those eyes are just unforgivable. Yes, yes, I actually had to go into chat and allow your message. Insane. Alright, more cobblestone. Texturing in Minecraft is a really funny process, cause you just really build very noisy, very discombobulated. And at the beginning, whenever you are texturing something, at the beginning it always looks ugly because it's just a mess of blocks. But the advantage really comes in when you start seeing the building in the big picture. Then it starts getting really cool. Okay, let's add in some cobblestone over here. Alright, then let's get some sparsely placed this kind of stuff in. And then just a whole mess more of cobblestone. And I think then we're gonna go to the next layer already. Caterpillars are great. They usually, for some reason, spawn on top of trees here. I always see them sit on top of trees, which is cute. And sometimes when I fell a tree, then they suddenly drop from the top. Alright, then I think next is cut andesite. Let's use it very sparsely though. We have a lot of different andesite variations that we can use. And I don't know, I think these connecting blocks are better used sparsely, I guess. Caterpie. I mean, it is a caterpillar, right? So I suppose that's what it would be called, right? Or am I getting something wrong? Could be, you know. Yeah, let's use a whole bunch of this stuff now. Do I still have some normal cobblestone? Yes, let's put in some normal cobblestone from time to time as well. Just to make it a little bit more noisy. Alright. Let's get rid of this stuff on the top here for now. Ah, Caterpie, I see. Well, I guess that's also possible. I don't know. To be fair, I'm not as bothered by Caterpie as much as I am by what was it? Rayquaza. Rayquaza is more bothersome. Alright, let's get a few of the non-cracked ones in, because they are a little bit lighter as well. Alright, let's see how it looks from downstairs here. Yeah, I think as a wall this is going somewhere. I don't like, however, these connected blocks. These are a little bit too big. Let's break them up a little bit. Like so. Like so. Then this one here. These really are not allowed to get too big, these clusters. Do you mean key ogre like the key that opens up locks and doors? That kind of key? Yeah, I'm gonna keep them in general, but I'm just gonna decrease the amount of them sticking together. Because, you know, it's supposed to look like a gradient that flows from the dark into the light. And these big blocks make it look like a solid color, which is not the intention. Yeah, exactly. Like, to be fair, these blocks are still too big, but I'm gonna keep it like that. I think this wall pattern kind of thing is really coming together. Alright, let's look for the next bright one. I think the next one is already normal andesite. Whoops. For some reason I'm having a little bit of client lag today. I don't know what my computer is thinking, that now that I'm streaming it's okay to suddenly have lag. That is not allowed actually. Alright, a few more of those and those. Thank you for joining anyway. And yeah, hopefully I can keep entertaining you from the background. And like I said, this server yearns for you. It needs you. Not to make any shameless advertisement in my own cause here, but you know, it's always fun to have more people. I'm still trying to gather more and more people to play here. But you know, not everyone is having a Minecraft phase all the time. Some people just literally play Minecraft like once every half a year, and to be fair, I used to be the same way, and I'm probably still the same way. It's just that I am in my Minecraft phase right now. So right now I want everyone to come play. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. Alright, I think that's already. Yes, I like saying teehee. It is a funny way to laugh, and also, goddammit, can I please not be incompetent? Thank you. Yes, goddammit, the andesite, the light andesite really sells the gradient. That makes it a lot better. I'm probably gonna need more, or maybe even the brighter andesite will make it even better. Let's see. Let's start putting in some of the brighter stuff. So now we have sanded andesite. That's the next step. Let's put a little bit of the dark stuff in here as well, just for the random noise, you know. Right. And then some cobblestone in here. Alright, this stuff. But yeah, the brighter it gets, the better it looks, really. Texturing is fun. But obviously, it's the kind of thing that you need to learn. It's definitely a building technique that's not for everyone and not for every building. I have, for example, not used this kind of gradient texturing in the library at all. This is just literally um, solid areas all around, and it looks good that way. It doesn't need any texturing. This building, however, will greatly profit from it, I think, because it is a little bit bigger. And the bigger the building, the more it makes sense to um, use gradients and stuff generally. Okay, and this one is getting even a little bit brighter. But first, let's use this stuff as well. Okay, no, let's use all of that stuff. Let me make a little bit of space so that's sanded, smooth inlaid, and eroded. Alright, let's break down some of this to make more space. Hell yeah, this is starting to look good. I like it. Also, I don't really worry about losing specific blocks of cobblestone, cause I do have an infinite generator of those at home. Alright, then let's add some more of the little bit darker stuff. Right, then some of this stuff. then some of this stuff again. How does this wall look? Oh, it looks brilliant. Yes, yes, yes. I much like it. Let me take an intermediate screenshot here. So I think this wall that we're looking at right here in the middle is gonna be the main entrance of the factory. And then we're gonna have an entrance to the clock tower as well, and then those buildings are gonna be connected. And that's the plan, at least. Alright. Then that just leaves this part of the wall for now. Alright. Also, my main source of food is still apples. I know I could upgrade to something better, but I really just don't feel like investing the time in that right now. And to be fair, I'm just growing so much of these apples that it doesn't bother me at all. Alright, and then let's add one last top layer of eroded andesite at the very top, making this one be completely eroded andesite. Okay, now let's see how it looks from over here. Oh yeah, this looks cool. Oh, there's still a bunch of cobblestone over there. Hold on. Let me get rid of you all. And then eroded andesite, eroded andesite, eroded andesite, 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 and andesite. Fine. Good stuff. Also, I just love having the trains move in the background. It makes the area feel more alive, to be honest. And also the whole amount of Pokemon, even if they're sometimes in the way of building, I like having them around because it makes the whole thing feel more populated and alive. When you have something moving in the background all of the time, that's just really nice to have. Alright. So that's the wall pattern. Num 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 num. Yeah, I guess the task is still to continue those to the other walls. I'm thinking, however, we're gonna stretch the gradient more over the clock tower so that it flows more fluently. We might just do the clock tower last, to be honest. Cause I think that's gonna be more difficult than one would think. Anyway, let's just look at it from the other side. Through the inside, essentially. Also on this pillar here I have marked the different levels of the building. Why do I build in survival mode? Well, part of the fun of the game for me in modded Minecraft is automating my resources. So if you look here, that's just part of playing with the create mod. I'm basically building my factory out of blocks that I have completely automated right now. So if you look here, we have a cobblestone generator, and if we stand like, hold on, there is a specific angle at which we can stand, and then we can, yeah, now we see here, this block here is the cobblestone generator block, and it keeps getting mined by a drill from the create mod. So it keeps getting broken and getting created again. So this is the starting point of my entire machine. You see the machine is powered by these water wheels, and the drill makes the block into cobblestone. So in this chest you can see the cobblestone that has accumulated before going to the next steps. So then this part here turns the cobblestone into gravel, and this gravel is then split 3 ways into 3 different machines. The one that makes iron and flint out of it, one that makes andesite out of it, and one that makes sand out of it. Okay, so the sand one is completely full already. Let me just quickly deposit the flint over here, because that then makes the mechanical arm go like this and stuff keeps moving on. But you see that part of the fun of this mod pack is making machines that do the stuff for you. And yeah, that's what I'm doing here. So this machine just keeps making andesite, for example, or cobblestone, or sand, or flint, or gravel for me. And yeah, it runs continuously in the background. So building this kind of machine is why survival is fun in this case. Yeah, I do like to play Minecraft for the building aspect and not so much for the mining or anything like that. But with Create, I say it's still fun to play in survival mode. Probably if we wouldn't have the Create mod, I would be playing creative myself. But the way that the mods are assembled here, it's just really fun to play in survival. So even a builder person like me gets to enjoy survival mode like this, to be fair. Yeah, and you can pretty much this kind of machine where you start with a cobblestone generator and a drill that drills into it. With that kind of machine you can make many different kinds of resources. So for example, I could, instead of making andesite, I could also make basalt and glowstone and all kinds of things if I wanted, if I just attach the right pieces to it. So yeah, Create is a fun mod, and it's what I'm saying. Come to the server and join us, and you will also experience the fun of Create. Because it's just fun to assemble these machines and attach them to each other, and then you look at the whole thing and it spins around, and yeah, it's just cool. It's just cool to make things here. Alright. Continuing on. Let's put on the thinker hat for a second. Something that I want to do in detailing these walls is actually, so we're probably gonna remove this whole pillar of blocks here and the one next to it, because I want a staircase pattern that looks like bricks jutting out in a way. I can describe it very badly right now only. I'm afraid. Um, you will see it once it's done. But essentially, let me just do it over here. For example, what I want to do is, let's say that this is our wall, and at the edge of it I want to have, do I have andesite on me? I don't, I only have eroded andesite on me. Let's take some more andesite from the box. Right. So let's make some andesite stairs. Whoop, 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 whoop. Alright. And we're gonna have stairs in different variants as well to keep some of the texturing going. But what I want to do is have a pattern like so on the very edge of the wall. So each wall will have one of a lines of these going upwards, and that will detail it much more. And then we have something behind it here. Hold on, let me fly my quadcopter away for a second. It's in the way. Right. So let's imagine this wall would be taller, and let's make a pillar out of this so I can do my pattern. So like this, this, and so, and then we have a wall over here. Right, and when I want there to be a line like this on the edge of the wall, on all the walls, essentially, and then it's gonna curve around here, and then we're gonna have again more stairs on here and have the same kind of line over there. So I do wanna build a detail like this on all of the places, all of the walls. Cause I like for example here you see that I made a framework out of these logs. I want to do something like that, but instead of jotting out, it's gonna be jotting inwards, which is gonna have the same visual effect, I hope, but it's gonna be, maybe it's gonna look even better. I think it's gonna look better. Maybe I can even get away with not even texturing these lines. Let me try that out right away actually. Let's see how that looks. You know, building is always also a learning process, cause you wanna try out new things and make things cooler than they were before. So for example, this wall has two edges, so it would have two lines like I just showed you. So for example, I would take out now these blocks here all the way to the top then, and start placing stairs. Like so, like so, like so. Okay, let me actually take my quadcopter for this task, because that's gonna make it easier. And let's make some more of these andesite stairs. Right. I've said this a few times now, but the quadcopter is a really useful building tool. You just gotta go through it. It defaults you into a different F5 mode, and you gotta go back essentially. Right, like so, like so. And then on the other side, we're gonna have them coming like so, 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 so. Whoops, I'm in a tree. No, I'm in a building. Okay. And we're gonna continue that pattern up to the top. And moving on. Like so, 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 and so on. And then on the other side. Oh yeah, yes, the quadcopter, very practical for building. There are also other airplanes that behave more like typical airplanes, that have, you know, where you just put them into a direction and then adjust the speed at which it goes, instead of this, which is more like creative flight. But yes, very practical to have for building. I'm thinking we might, instead of putting andesite stairs here, we might put cobblestone stairs here, so that it fits the texturing a little better. So let's get, we do have cobblestone on us, that's fine. Let's make some stairs out of it. Let's see that amount here. Perfect. I don't want a dandelion in my inventory right now. I'm just gonna plop you down over here. There you go. And then cobblestone stairs. Whoops. Mercy. Alright. Yes, I believe this looks good. Better than with just a single line of andesite, I think. And then the same thing on this side here, and then we have 3 spaces for windows and stuff. So we're gonna have tall and narrow windows and that kind of stuff, which is, to be fair, typical for me anyways. So let's do it. Right. There we see an airplane, by the way. That's what an airplane looks like. um, except that it is in a weird position where it just hangs mid-air for showing off purposes. Usually, you know, it flies instead of just hovering. Yeah, no further comment. Oh, hello. We have a friend here. A dead friend. Yes, absolutely realistic maneuvers. Okay. Stop it. You go away. You go away. Mm. Neither did I really want rotten flesh nor inferium essence on me right now. Yeah, exactly. That's basically his MO of playing the game. I'm gonna show you in a sec. Oh yeah, spellcasting. Yes, yes. You have magic books which can do a lot of random stuff. So, for example, I have a deforestation spell where I can just cast spells on trees and make them harvest themselves, practically. But he has more fucked up spells where he can summon 20,000 lightnings at the same spot. Yeah, that's what he does. I'm gonna in a few bits go over to his place and show you what he has built so far. He is a madman in his own right. Zeus, yeah, but like more powerful. Alright, let's put some stuff behind here. Like so, so, so. So, 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 so. So, 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 so. So. So, so, so. So. I guess Thor is a little bit more fitting, yeah, I guess. Yes, yes, these details look quite nice, I love it. And then let's also put in some behind the other side. Downstairs, on my heart on my sleeve, I feel better. Exactly, exactly. I like to make my solid flat walls a little bit less solid and flat. Well, solid, still solid, but less flat. Um, yes. I did recently upload one song to SoundCloud, yes. And I'm working on the next one already. So I did a little thing on Blue Sky where, and basically an improv thing, where I asked people for 2 words and I would make a song out of it essentially. So the first one of those is already up, so that's why there is a new upload. And the second one I'm currently working on. Alright, so let's go to Praetor space. And I don't need my quadcopter for that, I will just fly by book. No worries, no worries. By the way, if you want... Yeah, exactly. Like, fuck AI, honestly. So this is my brother's island. You see here his air vehicles. Like, he has a small air balloon, a quadcopter, a big warship, tiny airplanes. You know, all the kind of stuff that you have. And there he is AFKing right now. So we could do funny things to him. You know, recently what my brother did to me when I was AFKing. Yeah, I also live on an island that I claimed for myself, but mine is naturally generated. His is made in creative mode essentially. So what my brother recently did to me was surround me with ominous crosses. Like so. He would just place typical Christian gravestone kind of crosses around me as an AFK prank. Like this. Like, if that's not the most ominous AFK prank you have ever seen, then I don't know. Surrounding someone with crosses. Like, that's some demon shit. Anyway. Yes, this is his island, and we are only seeing the basic stone stuff right now. Over there we see where he is currently building his house. But it's still just one floor and no roof. Most importantly, however, he has a bunch of stuff going on underground. So this is his create beginning machine. He has long evolved away from that. Here he has his librarian trading hall, where he has a lot of librarians for books, magic books that you can get for mending and that kind of stuff. Then he has his train station underground here. So this is all of the stuff he built himself. It's bigger than my train station, but it's also not having a house or anything like that. It's just a building. Just a... The roof is off because he parties so hard. I guess one could argue that. But now the really cool stuff, okay? So this looks like a big hole. But what it is actually a secret elevator that you can press with this button here. And then it opens, and then you select a floor down here. So you can go underground, and that's where his actual stuff is. So this is his actual underground stuff, where he's hiding some weird machines everywhere. So for example, if we look over here, that's his ME system. I don't know exactly how it works. This is very technological. He plays this game basically he plays this game basically for these kind of things. Like these, this is kind of like his inventory. Like, you know how in Minecraft you have a basic inventory like this, but instead he doesn't only have a backpack like I do here. I have a lot of storage for myself. No, he has just a fuck ton of storage available on a little device that he can hold in his hand, and then he has like, I don't know, thousands of thousands of thousands of blocks in his hand. Yeah, to be fair, he does woodworking in real life. And we do have a 3D printer at home. So basically he has all all he needs to become a supervillain, yes. We just called you a supervillain. Nice. Peter agrees. Yeah, wireless inventory. Well, it is wireless in a range. So, but the range is pretty good. So he can still go to my island, and he still has access to his inventory and that kind of stuff. You just gotta come to our server, my man. Then you will also see this stuff. And you can also build this kind of stuff yourself. Honestly, making an elevator is not difficult, but it's still just a little, very impressive thing, to be honest. I like it. Let's send it back down again. Bye. I've sent him downstairs. I guess you could increase the range maybe some way or another. I don't know. Let me show you one more thing on my brother's island. Well, technically it's not on his island anymore because it's on the other side of the train tracks here. But this is where he has all of his create mod farms. So you have seen the one machine that I have that creates cobblestone and andesite and gravel and everything for me. He just has that times 300 or something. He has a fuck ton of these factory buildings which do essentially the same thing but more and faster. And something that I am proud of because I suggested it to him is that he has openable doors on his building. Like I can shoot my magic spell here and the door opens. It folds open and closed. How amazing is that? Like create mod does this and it's just so cool. So if we look down here, we see the kind of stuff that this system makes. So he makes coal and gravel out of it just infinitely in the background because he can. Yeah, the door is amazing. I love the door. So he has a few of those buildings and this is just his tiny party hut. I call it a party hut because it looks like, you know, a tiki bar on a stranded island, you know. I could imagine him opening a bar here and serving alcoholic drinks or something like that. That's why I call it a party hut because it looks like one. Anyway. Nice. Is that alcoholic water? Oh yeah, true. It's a party because the roof isn't there. Oh well, yeah, well, okay, yeah, wrong way around. Bar officially open now. Nice. You have a glass bottle here. So yeah, that's the cool stuff that my brother makes. And I guess alcohol is alcoholic water. Yeah, you could argue that. But to get back home, let's take the train. Okay, we're gonna have to wait a while because it's just departing. But I wanna go back home using the train. Just so you see how cool the train is. So this is my brother's train station. And we're just gonna wait on a train. Oh, it's in 2 minutes. Nice. He has a display board now. You mean the trains? The train tracks? Yeah, he built those block by block, and I made him officially the person who is responsible for the train system on our server because he's just good with that kind of stuff, and I don't have the patience. So it's good that somebody does it who understands trains. Oh, the island. Yeah, well, kind of. He built it in create mode, in creative mode, the island itself, and then added the stuff in survivor later. But just the basic island, the shape of it all, he created in creative mode. Trains are so awesome. Honestly, I'm glad that we have a train service on the server, because even if it takes a little while until a train arrives sometimes, it's still just so fun to just get in a train and then it moves and all that kind of stuff. I don't know how exactly he did it. I think we do have World Edit installed, which makes it easier to fill a lot of blocks and that kind of stuff. So World Edit makes it a little bit easier to work with large structures like making your own island and stuff. But I don't know what exactly he used to make it. I mean, there are nowadays plenty of tools that can help you build with large structures. Okay, so he built the outer shape block by block and then filled it all with lava so that it makes sense. So nice. Now we are in the train. We can just take a seat across from the Zubat family. And soon enough the train will depart again and go to the central station of the server, which is our spawn point. And then from the central station we can take a small train to my own station. Hi. So yeah, you can see how extremely much more awesome modded Minecraft is in comparison to vanilla Minecraft. Create mod makes it all happen, trains, automation and that kind of stuff. Yes. Exactly, sometimes it's just cool to look outside of the window and just watch the train ride go by. And there across you can see my train station, which we will go to soon. But first, whoops! I'm being yeeted out of the train because I stood up. Usually it would just stop and then open the doors and you could walk out, but this was a little bit bugged. But imagine that I am now coming out of this door. And then I can watch here and see how long it will take until my train comes. So my train comes in. It's here. I think it's this one. Yes. Yeah, that was a little bit of a catapult ejection, you're right. So, for the last bit I have to take this train, and this one will let me exit at my own train station. There we go, that's my stop. And again, like I said, I'm gonna have some shops and a ticket booth and all those kinds of things in here. But I haven't done the interior of this building yet. I mean, I've decided the floor pattern, which looks funky. But not yet any of the actual infrastructure in here. Alright, Well, that was a fun little train ride. Back to this thing here. I'm thinking we put in, hold on, let me quickly check what the floor level is again. Okay, so the floor is on this exact level here. So let's just dig up some of this area here, just so I can see how tall the floor is compared to the wall. Alright, so let's assume that the door is on this level and we're gonna take stairs downwards to this level, which is the floor. Alright, let's create some more space here. Then the windows are also gonna be probably, no wait a second. We're probably then not gonna have any ground level windows on this side, cause that's just in the hill. But then we have, hold on, let me quickly do some things. Hold on. Let's think about things. So the ground floor is gonna be on this level here. Then we're gonna have, depending on your depending on your region and locale, we have the first or the second floor on here, because I think Americans would call this the second floor and British people would call it the first floor. So the windows would then go on that level. I see. So this is gonna be the floor of the second level. Aha, so okay, then let's do something different. Let's actually make the door be on the second floor. Because it's gonna be on this wall here. And then we're just gonna make it so that this here is gonna be the wall, the door. Yes, perfect, okay. Okay, now everything makes sense again. Then the windows would probably, okay, let's continue this line though. To this place here. So like I said before, we have 3 wide windows and this is gonna be the second floor. So the windows would be great at this height. I like them at this height here, and we're gonna make them as tall as the floor allows us So a floor is 6 blocks tall, so actually we need to go one more down to make it a taller window, because I want to make it tall. And then let's assume we have some of these here. Yeah, there's gonna be a window then. Let me think for a second. I kind of want to make the windows taller, but I'm afraid I can't really do that. No, I think we're gonna have to leave them like this. Huh. Alright then. Guess we can't really get around that. So then this would be 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold on. Let me count something again. Do we have 6 blocks of distance or 6 blocks of height? Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blocks between the floors. So that means a floor is here, and a floor is also 6 blocks above that. No, technically 7 blocks above that. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then is the next one. So we have to imagine a window must fit in that space. I believe we can make it one taller. I think that makes it a little bit tight towards the ceiling, but it's more important to me that the windows are tall than that there is space above each window, if that makes sense. We could also go... No, well, I want to put glass in between here, so we can't go with half slabs or something like that. Alright, so this is gonna be what the windows, the gaps for the windows are gonna look like. So basically same thing again here. This is the floor, this is the one block that is gonna be distance between the ground floor and the window. And then so a window is now 5 blocks tall. Is it 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the top is on another block. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, so like this. So those are 2 windows stacked above each other. Yeah, I can imagine it pretty well. We're also gonna have to choose what kind of glass we want. I am in favor of green glass, green stained mosaic glass, something like that. Which gives it probably a bit of a churchy feel. I don't mind though, I kind of like it. So I believe we're not gonna do the stair lines here, but we're gonna add small windows here next to the door. Right, so like this. And then we have a next floor above it where we can put in big windows. So 1, 2, 3, like so, and 1, 2, 3, like so, and then in the middle is gonna be wall. So again, these are then 4 tar and then a bit. And 4 tar and then a bit. Right, nice. Then I don't think we're gonna put windows on these walls. Or do we? I don't know. Alright. Alright, well, let's start with this thing here. We're gonna put the stair pattern in. Do we have stairs on us? No. Then let's make some. How much andesite do we have here? Well, quite a bunch already, okay. And then cobblestone I still have in my inventory. So let's make them like so. And these two like so. Starting with the cobblestone area, like this, 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 and then we're going to andesite, then this, 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 then we're going to andesite, like so, 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 and so. And so, whoops, that is wrong. So, 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 and so. Nope, so. Right. Then, since we're having now a three-dimensional look on this wall already, does it require windows? Maybe. I'm thinking maybe. Okay, let's do it. But where exactly? I think here. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1. Then it's on the inside corner, aligned there. I think that looks nice. Then let's add the first or second floor window actually. Alright. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna screenshot this for a second. I'm thinking that on one of the other sides, to break up the symmetry a little bit, we're gonna add only these tiny windows, like these 1x3 ones here. Maybe on this side here. That's gonna be our tiny window side. And maybe next to the clock tower. No, I don't know yet. But yeah, this is quite some progress already. I like it, I like it. And yeah. I don't know if I still want to do something or if I'm gonna end the stream early than today, cause we are at a nice point for a break. I'm gonna definitely continue this building off stream, but now you have seen what kind of style this building is gonna have. Don't you worry, I was probably just gonna wrap up the stream now. So yeah, I think the building is starting off nicely. Yeah, you should absolutely join. I'm saying this again and again, but you know, if you need help joining, don't be afraid to ask. And that is my game freezing, which is perfect. I wanted to stop now anyways, so I take that as a sign. Thank you everyone who was here. I'm gonna see if there is somebody available. I'm gonna see if there is someone available on the Twitch to raid. Let's see. Okay, yeah. Then I'm gonna say goodbye and thank you and until next time, and I'm gonna start raid.